this kind of with a strict and serious order will govern the entire world seriously, not loosely. Because that kind of serious order comes, that means the kind of serious tradition, the world is being inherited.
You understand?
Yes.
절대적인 영혼 복종을 하면서 전 세계를 빨리 사수한다.
So when Father said, obey my order absolutely, that means I want to inherit this entire world absolutely to you, as long as you do. Inherit.
quickly. 알려서 짧은 시간에 short.
In short time period.
Do
Do you understand?
짧은 시간에 천천히 사수해야 돼.
Absolute obedience means you should interpret that as the shortest possible time he is going to inherit the entire world, heavenly world to you.
그래서
You understand?
Yes, Father.
하나님의 명령을 절대 박탈하는 선대는 아버지를 절대 박탈하는 사람 넘어서 선대하는 게 절대 박탈하는.
If there is a grandson who is absolutely obedient to his grandfather may be able to inherit everything, skipping his son, who is the father of this grandchild, to grandchild directly without going through his son. You understand? These big, larger pluses. This level, first level, is the restoration of eldersonship. Because Cain and Abel, the order was reversed and restored. And this is the restoration of parents. This is the kingship. Because this will include God's authority. This is from where the sovereignty comes. By doing so, now we can restore the entire heavenly brothers and sisters and the parents, and even restore the kingship, heavenly kingship, and build the kingdom of heaven on earth as well as in heaven. That's the time we enter. So therefore, since Father gave this proclamation of true parents in the complete testament age, we are entering a new era. So, in conclusion, Father is giving you the summary of it. The first step is restoration of eldersonship. Restoration of eldersonship. Actually, this means the realm or sphere of elderson, but we say restoration of eldersonship. You understand, right? Yeah. Second, and second is restoration of the realm of parents. Authority. The third is kingship. Restoration of kingship. Four is royal familyship, if I may say, royal familyship. You have heard this many times, haven't you? Eldersonship, restoration of eldersonship, restoration of parents, then kingship, and royal family. When we say the royal family, we are not just talking about father's immediate family.
네.
Two wives, right? Rachel and
레아. 레아.
Rachel.
그런 출발하는 데 있어서의 말이다. 야곱 가정 내에 하나님이 리아를 나가려서 이제 말이야 이스라엘이 죽다가 싸우잖아. 저 리아가 저쪽에 때문에 라헬을 역사가 좌우하는 건데 어떻게 되냐.
Well, if there hadn't been these two wives, Rachel and Leah and Rahel here, there wouldn't have been two different worlds in God's dispensational point of view. Then why did God allow this happen?
하나님 야곱이 7년 동안 라헬을 나발이 말이야 이 야곱 대신 자기 고생 대신 해야 돼.
Well, Jacob worked really hard for 7 years to have Rachel as his wife, but the Laban, who was the Jacob's uncle, somehow tricked him and gave this daughter to him as his wife.
그 하나님의 이 우리가 시행을
Why didn't God stop him from doing it?
허락했기 때문에 이렇게
With God's allowance, permission, this second one became his wife.
하나님이
Satan knows.
나의 정말 사랑한다고 복귀를 통해서는 여자가 종류를 여자가 타락한 여자하고 복귀된 여자가 종류를 여자가 아니요. 그러니까 복귀된 여자들이 있기 때문에 타락한 여자가 먼저 제자들 가신이 아니요. 그러니까 나의 복귀된 여자들은 타락한 여자가 먼저네요.
Satan knows. And Satan says to God, well, God, in order to restore this fallen world, you need two women representatives. One is representing fallen woman. One is representing the original woman. That's why before Jacob having this Rachel as his restored wife, he needs this Leah who is representing the fallen woman. Satan knew that. So God says, you're right. So God didn't stop.
그러니까 다시 출연을 했다.
Therefore, Jacob had to go through another 7-year course. It's like a restoration. Because it's like he was taken. I mean, the restored woman was taken, so he had to pay another 7 years of indemnity.
What's that?
To restore back.
그런 것이기 때문에
Because of that, formula words down a lot.
하나의 남편이보다 사랑하는 것이 하나의 사랑하는 것이 두세요.
But strictly speaking, centering on one husband, these two women are enemy relationship, competing to receive more love. Love enemy. This side, which may say God's side, or kingdom of heaven, this side, Satan's side of hell. In order to restore this relationship, what should take place here? His younger sister should follow his elder sister. You understand? This younger sister had 10 sons, you know that, right? The elder sister had 10 sons, and this younger sister had only 2 sons. Of course, she mobilized 3 or 4 different women in order to produce this tension. And by doing so, she was desperate to receive the entire blessing from Jacob. Absolute blessing.
그래서 그런데 일리아는 전부 다의 동생이니까 아무튼 이게 불화서야 할 텐데 말이야. 이 만들어서 다 불화서 지금.
But instead of following and being obedient to this younger sister, because she is the elder sister, she tried to dominate the younger and do everything.
이걸 누가 들어가야 되냐면
So who's supposed to control their relationship here to go in the proper way? Mother figure. That's the way the mother and children relationship takes place.
이제 라방에서 이놈은 나무를 잡고 동생의 안 남편을 빼앗아서 자기 어릴 적으로 시명들만
The wife should have said to the raven thing that, you bastard, how come you take the original wife, the younger sister for Jacob away and gave the elder sister to Jacob? She was supposed to protest the raven and set the proper order.
얘네는 절대 형제한테 이놈의 영감아 내한테 동생은 절대 들어가야 돼.
And she was supposed to push Raven to put pressure on the elder sister to follow, to be obedient to the younger sister, which is the heavenly order. Because she already stole the love from the younger sister. And then the elder sister could have done it because her mother could force her to do that.
There wasn't other 타락하는
Because they are in the position of as a woman, they are in the position of the fallen Cain, fallen Abel, the mother and the daughter, those two, the first wife. But when it comes to this side, mother is in the position of Cain and Abel, the heavenly side. And this side is plus, this side is minus. This minus side should obey plus side. The restoration is this inevitable course.
먼저 타락이 복귀된 여자하고 남자 죽임을 수 없어. 그다음에 자기 정통인 여자와 남자 이것이 통제에 있어서 이런 의미에서 여기 있는 이 사람 우선적으로 통제권에서
Now, Father is going back to the original question. Why we call this royal family instead of calling just Father's immediate family, they need like a kingship here? Because the principle comes from here. This, as history shows, in order to set the royal familyship here, not just Father's immediate family, but the family which are related to Father should be restored and set this royal family should be something, this kind of relationship. Just like the time of Jesus Christ immediate lineage and the Israelites, the Canaan relationship.
How can we make this in that person? Until now, they say that's how in that person. And this the Muslim side is that place in the this one, the young person. 그러니까 이게 복귀라는 것이 정세의 국가세고
Once the restoration is completed, this the younger sister will become the plus, and elder sister will become the minus, and the course will be reversed and continue that way. Without doing so, there is no way to restore this present world. Because without completing this formula, Satan always will remember it. But once this royal familyship is established, Satan can't stick around. Satan can't claim anything out of it. You understand?
저와 같은 것이 예수님 시대에서 설명되어서 집계 자네가 이것이 바티스탄 지금까지 석사세계에서 핍박받고 양각돼서 이들이 전부 동생이 투자돼가지고 하는 거예요. 이 지금 전 세계 사람들은 동생을 중심합니다.
But this royal familyship was not established in the time of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ's time he was veiled. Therefore, in the time of Father's time, Father's direct lineage, the Father's direct children in the position plus, and the rest of the people in the world in the position of minus. And they should be totally united and set the proper order there and become the royal family, belonging to royal family together. And then they will become the position of younger brothers. Position, and the father's direct lineage children will become the Henderson position because it's going to be restored.
전 세계 왕래는
In other words, no matter who they may be, what they may be in the world, and whether they are king or presidents, they will all have to surrender to true parents' direct lineage as younger children, younger brothers. And true children will become the eldest brother's position. You understand? That's the formula. Then they will be included in the royal family.
그래서 이제는 빨리 입적하는 이 수가 입적하는 수가 한국 공기가 가지고 서로 직결을 가져 결혼할 수 있는.
Therefore, whoever enters this realm, the royal familyship, earlier, can have a better chance to see some of your descendants being intermarried with father's direct lineage. So now you can be claimed as the royal family, belonging to the royal family. Don't you think so?
빨리 총독 중에서 총독을 빨리 해.
So therefore, these complete your tribal messiahship mission and belong to royal family.
You have to understand how much is tribal messiahship important mission.
알겠어? Are you with father?
Yes.
여와 같은 것이
Now we understand father is going to be raised here. In the time of Jesus Christ, the same formula now implication is displayed. Who are the parents of Jesus Christ, like Jacob's time? You don't know the parents of Jesus Christ?
Zechariah, Mary.
Zechariah, Mary, Elizabeth. And Joseph, Jesus Christ. No. John the Baptist and Jesus Christ. They are in the relationship of cousins, brothers. That side represents Abel, this side Cain. Who was supposed to be Jesus Christ's spouse?
John the Baptist's sister.
Well, Jesus Christ is in the position of Adam. John the Baptist, Abel. Jesus Christ is in the position of Abel. John the Baptist is in the position of Cain. What's the fall? we can interpret Paul as Cain, Archangel, took away the elder sister of Adam. Took over. The younger sister of Adam was Eve. Oh yeah, Archangel took the Eve away from Adam. But in the course of restoration, it should be reversed. So, Adam should take the younger sister of Cain. It's a restoration. Just like Cain took away Adam's younger sister, now Adam should take away the Cain's younger sister. You understand that? In other words, Jesus Christ's spouse is supposed to come from Cain, John the Baptist's family, younger sister. Just like Adam and Eve were brother and sister. It's not true. Just like through the restoration, they should become brothers. Now we have to go through these two different women. That's the way we transform the blood lineage. Who do you think introduced Mary to Zachariah? Brought Mary to Zachariah.
Elizabeth.
So Mary is in the position of the younger sister Rachel here, and Rhea is in the position of elder sister Elizabeth. Elizabeth is in the position of Rhea. From mother's side, they are cousins. In other words, the mothers made mistake. So in this time, the mothers should play the proper role. Not like this time, instead of trying to take over everything from Rachel, in this case, Elizabeth was supposed to support Mary and give every possible help to Mary to succeed. Without having that taking place, no restoration takes place. You understand? In the time of Jacob, instead of giving all the support and help to Rachel to be able to sleep with Jacob and produce heavenly child children, Rhea failed here. So here, Elizabeth, she was supposed to introduce Mary to Zachariah so that they could have heavenly child children. That's what Elizabeth was supposed to do. It's like a reversing relationship, restoration. And by doing so, what's the product? Jesus Christ. And entire the transformation of blood lineage and everything took place in the meantime. But now Elizabeth was faced with another problem. Now she has her own child, her own son, John the Baptist, and Jesus Christ. major role to give total support to Jesus Christ and even put pressure on John the Baptist to support Jesus Christ, follow Jesus Christ. So, in other words, at this point, they must have been united, should have been united, and totally become just one lineage, not two mother lineage, but one mother lineage, by having a total unity between Mary and Elizabeth and Jesus Christ and John the Baptist. Just one family. But John the Baptist thought, don't you think John the Baptist knew Jesus Christ was his stepbrother or not? The rumor must have been around, so he must have known that. He knew, yet he resented the fact that Jesus Christ is was his stepbrother, but kind of an illegal relationship, through illegal relationship with his father and Mary. Jesus Christ came out and he could become the Messiah. John the Baptist was questioned, resented. When he was with Holy Spirit, he testified that Jesus Christ as being the Lord. Yet, when he came back to the reality, he denied it. At the time of the baptism of Jesus Christ, he testified. But when he came back to his own individual self, he denied. That's where he failed. If he proclaimed Jesus Christ as the Messiah, he should have just followed all the way through. But he came back to his own self and denied. That's why he interfered with King Herod's the second wife's scandal, and then got executed. So therefore, we have to restore through the legal wife. In other words, the first wife, the authentic wife. In this case, Elizabeth. In this case, Mary. But the indemnity court and the restoration process going through this second one. Same thing. Because restoration can't be completed just by going through this the satanic, the legal wife, but it has to go through the second wife, who is more heavenly side, heavenly choice. Just like God chose second son of second love position. It's like choosing Abel instead of Cain. Exactly opposite. It's like a second wife from Satan's point of view. Because God works through them. That's why in the world right now you see the many children of second wives. So people are more bright and they become the leaders of the world. Many and also the time is there that just like having two wives, all women can have even two husbands. the end of the world.
그렇기 때문에 전부 다 이혼입니다. 내 세계에 끝날 때 이혼입니다.
And you see the
첫 자식이 돌아가야 되겠다. 이혼 문제를 보라.
that's why you see now the kind of all the kind of wildfire spreading all over the world of these divorce problems. You know, that's why God even allows at the end of the world this kind of divorce taking place, because there should be a lot of these children from the second wife. So, in order to hasten, of course, the time of the completion of the restoration.
무슨 말을
You
했어?
understand?
Yes.
그리고 왜 근친 생활을
Why also the incest takes place all over the world? Strictly speaking, this relationship is like a committing incest too. Don't you think so? Because Mary actually took over her elder sister's husband. Also, Jesus Christ was supposed to take John the Baptist's younger sister, actually related, like an incest relationship.
한때의 것에 이런 데가 세계 기독교 영입을 무슨 여러 같은 세에 있어서 돌아가는 건 자기 모르게 오신 주님이 이거 알아요. 주님을 개발했기 근황 그대로.
Well, because of this kind of inevitable course, God allowed this world, at the end of the world, some kind of rampant, disorderly man and woman relationship takes place. For example, like at the end of the World War II, centering on America and Great Britain and France, this kind of order should have taken place, but they denied the order of second advent. So now they developed this kind of man and woman relationship on their own satanic way, instead of following the Lord of second advent and purify this relationship.
Only understand this concept separate. One person, only checks out, knows that place car. So this is that. Where to rub down the concept, second choice out. Understand? We will follow us. 그리고 생각해. 이거 돌아갈 수 있는 것은 제일 기본이 아니에요. 전부 돌아서는 쫓아버려서 쫓아버렸으니까 할 수 없이 기세에서 완전히
Lord of second advent is the only one who knew how to turn this satanic way of relationship between man and woman rapidly spreading. Father was the only one, but they failed in receiving Father. So they, as Father said, they developed that kind of man and woman relationship on their own. So nobody could turn them around to heavenly side without Father. That's why we see free sex, incest, all kind of dirty relationship takes place in this world. It's like an expansion of hell. Satan king under Satan king.
그래서
You understand?
이론적으로 이론적으로 알고
We know, logically, we understand clearly how it should take place. But we now have to turn it around.
그런데 그 마지막이야.
This is awesome.
이런 원칙으로 끝낸다고.
Even looking at from this point of view, this is the end of the world.
전 세계는 사실 프리섹스 미국과 영국을 바라가지고 단 하나 거기에 받는 선수밖에 없어.
The entire world is now following footsteps of America and Great Britain and France, who were practicing this in advance. Actually, they are doing it in the front. But only unification movement knows the reality and opposes it.
그래서
You understand?
여기서는 아직까지 실험, 나라를 위해서 세계인들이 실험을 못했어요.
Because unification movement didn't have any national level foundation and practice its own doctrine and sovereignty yet.
이제 남아좀 소리겠습니다. 그래서
Now, only time is unification movement time, unification church time is coming.
우리가 나라를 위해서 세계인들이 말았나 하더라.
Suppose we are in charge of a nation or entire world. Do you think the nation and the world will perish
No.
or prosper?
Prosper.
왜?
Why? And how? Because Father already went over all the obstacles and difficulties of indemnity. You understand?
Yes.
사랑과 하나님만이 아는 비밀.
This is the secret only God and Satan have known up to this point. Of course, Father.
이것이 나와 그것을 이것이 문제가 돼가지고 이것이 문제가 돼가지고 이스라엘
Because of this relationship, because of their separation here, you know, the northern kingdom of Israel has 10 different tribes here, and 2 tribes form the southern kingdom of Israel.
그런 앞으로 20년 뒤에 하면 우리
Because of this division in the family level here, it was expanded to the tribal level by forming the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom here. And at the time of Elijah there, Elijah, who represented the southern kingdom as a single person, and against the 850 the elders from the northern kingdom, they were opposing each other. And the northern kingdom representatives, what do you call it? They are not elders, but yeah. And they were all against Elijah, and they tried to kill him. So Elijah ran away from them, and he prayed to God. Then God asked God to take his life away. Then God said, there is still over 7,000 heretics out there, so you have to remain there. And then eventually when he was ascended to heaven, the Israelites were promised by God that Elijah would return to prepare the foundation for Jesus Christ, Lord, Messiah. This 7,000 was supposed to be from Baal tribe. They were supposed to be united with the southern kingdom, and prepare the Lord. Therefore, when Elijah comes, of course, he was ascended by the chariot fire. So they expected Elijah coming down the way exactly the way Elijah was ascended by the fire of chariot. So that's why Israelites were waiting for Elijah coming down in a chariot of fire. In the Old Testament, just like in the Old Testament. But in reality, Elijah came as John the Baptist. John the Baptist came as Elijah. Because in order to indemnify, to restore the failure of the Old Testament, Jesus Christ, the Messiah, must have come as a man with the flesh, not coming in the cloud. Not coming in the cloud. Just like, as you know, Jesus Christ didn't come in a cloud as a Messiah, but he came as a man with the flesh. That's why he was crucified. By the same token, now the Lord of second coming, second advent, came as a human being too, not as a Jesus Christ himself from the cloud. That's why Father has been persecuted all throughout his life. It's like restoring the Old Testament by paying indemnity, sending indemnity. Now, Father is revealing all these hidden secrets. So, it doesn't matter whether they believe in Judaism or Christianity. Once they learn divine principles, study divine principles for 7 days, they can have a clear understanding. They can turn around. You understand? Of course, is Satan, the devil, has been opposing Father, persecuting Father for 40 years. So now, we have to put more effort than Satan has opposed Father for 40 years in order to restore the world. So you understand the restoration through indemnity. So if there's a failure, we must reverse the course and restore this the failure, and in other words, restore everything back out of hell to the kingdom of heaven. When fall of man took place, century on Eve deceived the elder son and her father. Elder son is Adam, and father at that time God. In other words, Eve deceived, cheated Adam and God. It was duplicated in the family of Jacob. So Linda was supposed to cheat the elder son and also father figure, elder son figure, father figure. Just like Adam's family was duplicated in the Jacob's family. And why did Rebecca have to cheat the elder son and father figure here? Because she had to restore this back to God's son. Even Tamar, she deceived, she cheated her husband. And her father figure, her father-in-law. And it's the same formula, same thing took place. At the time of Jacob's family, by Rebecca doing this course, she restored above age 40. But before age 40 was not restored. That's why at the time of Tamar, she did this way, and in the womb, her womb, the restoration took place. The deepest possible place was her womb. There was the change took place in the womb. And her elder sonship was restored in the womb. And that's why the Israelite tribe studied. The younger son took over the elder sonship, and the nation, the people of Israel studied. And purified blood lineage study from that. That's why God could control that Israelite blood lineage. You understand? Because of Tamar. The Rebecca and the Tamar and Mary, they are the three most notorious women in the history of Israel. From here, from the Tamar time, of course, the outside world, external world, and the nations. But for Israel, the chosen people, they had to wait for 2,000 years. At the end of 2,000 years, finally God sent Jesus Christ as the king of this Israelite people, nation. Because God needed national level of faith. But during these 2,000 years of development of the Israelite people, the purified blood lineage was sustained again. That's why when Jesus Christ came, they had this formula course took place centering on Mary again here. Just like Joseph in the position of elder son, and her father-in-law in the position of God. So Mary, in a way, deceived all these necessary people. The elder son Joseph in the position of elder son, and the father-in-law in the position of father, and everybody else around her. Why? In order to purify this blood lineage, Israelites' blood lineage again, to receive the Messiah. And take everything back from Satan. Just like the fall took place, centering on sexual, so restoring back from the sexual organ. So in the same place, it's just upside down, inside out. So that's why people who didn't understand this principle and read the Bible, they said this Bible is just the book of junk. Because why God introduced and talk about this kind of dirty, unethical women in the Bible? Because they didn't know this principle.
그래서 마태복음 4장에 짚어 나오는 마태복음 4장에 나오는 거야.
That's why when you read the book of Matthew, they show this kind of unethical four notorious women.
예수 조상이다. 예수.
They are all the Jesus Christ's ancestors. Who are those? Bathsheba, the mother of King Solomon, and Judah,
그다음에 그 여리고성에 있는 저 라합.
Rahab,
전부 다 이거 비극적인.
and Ruth. They are all like, in a way, prostitutes, unethical.
예수 조상. 왜 그걸
They were all Jesus Christ's ancestors. Why? Because of this principle course, formula course.
그래서
You understand?
그런 복지라고.
This is the restoration through the remedy.
그래서 우리 선생님이 그런 성경이
That's why even to father, there is a mother, 성진님's mother. 성진님's mother.
성지가 남아있기 때문에 성지는 그 아타는 데 와서 살수 있는.
While father was imprisoned because of 성진님's mother's opposition like that, and eventually she demanded divorce, so father allowed the divorce. But because 성진님 is still intact, through 성진님, she can survive. She can take the position there.
무슨 말을 해서
You understand?
딱 그와 같은 말.
Exactly the same formula, of course, takes place.
어머니가 하는
So now, true mother must embrace them and be united. True mother should teach them how to and educate them to become one.
이런 역사들이 이런 모든 것을 큰을 것이 아니고.
So once you know this principle, historically, why this kind of situation developed, instead of criticizing it, you have to give your support and understanding. It's that difficult in order to fulfill this restoration.
이렇게 분리할 수 있는 거다.
This is the only way we can interpret the Bible, solve all the problems showing in the Bible.
그래? 그거 돼?
Do you agree?
Yes. So, at the end of the world, everything has to be revealed out in the public. That's why God is giving you this hidden secret to you so that you can educate people too when time comes. Also, as parents, in the future, in order for you to be able to educate your coming generations without repeating this formula course again, Father is giving you this explanation. Think about how difficult it has been throughout the history to restore this entire course. So now the restoration is done. Don't you think so? So now Father is erasing. The family level. So this family division was developed into the worldwide level Canaanite. Just like at Jesus Christ's time, the right side, the thief and the left side, the murderer. It's like a Cain-and-Abel relationship. And it was expanded to the worldwide level, the communism and the democracy. So because of Jesus Christ's crucifixion, this Cain-and-Abel relationship worldwide level took place as communism and democracy. But the Lord of Second Advent came. So Jesus Christ came back. So this division should be eliminated and erased, and the unification should take place.
Understand?
So you understand this original wife. We call this authentic wife in Korean, 적자. That means original legal wife.
이렇게 무슨 대로를
So please understand this that hard to go over this indemnity court. But we have to overcome it.
4대 승격과
So once we over this court, then we go back to the 4 realms of power and the 3 kingship, 3 levels of kingship. So next time, Father will get into more details of 3 spheres of kingship and 4 levels of power. So we all have to go through this course conditionally. So remember the restoring the head sonship, parentship, and the kingship, and royal family. Father has gone through all those courses.
true?
Yes.
To understand the
Okay, shall we finish it?
내일 모레까지
And love Korea. This goes, you can read this one, right? This is 참부모와. That means true parents. And what is this? 중생. 중생. 중생 is like rebirth. In theological rebirth. Father says double birth. New birth. And the 4 realms of hearts and three great kingship. Which one do you want Father to explain to you about? This one, rebirth, or 4 realms of heart, or 3 great kingship?
Everything. All.
인생. 전체 코스 나 되시는 분과 왕문. Vertically speaking, this is upper section and bottom section. Also, you can draw two different lines. It's a double line. Explaining, showing the relationship between God and children. So this children level gets developed into the brother and sister relationship. And husband and wife relationship. Finally, parental relationship. Parent.
일반 사람들만 자녀인데
Well, when it comes to the relations between children and parents and brothers and sisters and husband and wives, this is a kind of common relationship people relate to each other.
그런 것이 어디서 나오고 하나님으로서 하나님으로
But originally, where did this kind of relationship come from? God.
하나님도 하나님이 아버지 입장에서는 아버지로서의 자식이라는 것은 아버지가 자라가지고 아버지가 때까지 그들을 자녀를 통해서 제 이름으로 보호하고 있는 것이다.
Well, children, to begin with, children came out of God as parent. God, as a parent, produced children, and God wanted to watch children to grow up as parents too.
하나님께서 하나님의 꿈에 꽉 차는 하나님도 이렇게 자라왔느냐. 모든 창조물이 하나에서 그렇게 자라면서 나오고 마찬가지로 하나님도 자녀와 애가 같은 시대에 이렇게 해서 형제와 같은 시대를 거쳐가지고 부모 같은 시대를 거쳐서 부모에 이렇게 나왔다. 이렇게 볼 수 있습니다.
What about God Himself? Do you think God just came into being as a perfect being, or God had a growth time period to grow up stage by stage, like a human being's growth stage?
그래서
God needed time to grow up, to mature too.
여러분들 자녀가 있고 자녀가 있고 부모가 있고 부모가 있고 모든 부모들이 이거를 다 사람에게 거쳐가지고
In order for anybody to become a parent, they have to go through 4 different stages: children, brothers and sisters, husband and wife, and parent.
자녀 없이 자녀를 이것은 뭐냐면 자기가 자라온 사실을 다시 한번 상대적으로 체험하는 하나의 대상이다.
As you see your children growing, you feel the time you were growing through watching your children growing. In a way, they are your objects to make you feel your growth. And not just feel, but see, watching.
그래서 자녀를 다섯 살.
Up to the age 5 is the children level. And then you get into the brother and sister level, from the kindergarten level. Of course, on each stage, they become totally united with parents, centered on their parents. Kindergarten, and grade school, and middle school, high school, and college. That's the way they keep growing up, growing.
그래서 자녀의 사랑을 경계해서 자녀의 사랑을 경계해서
when it comes to children's love for children, that's the time that they just totally, completely receive love from their parents. But when it comes to the level of brother-sister relationship, they start dividing, separating themselves from each other because they get age. Because in order for boys and girls to grow up as separate beings, separate as a separate identity, they have to be in a way temporarily, to a certain extent, separated. So significant difference between this children's level practice of love and the brother and sister level practice of love is that on this level, children's level, they just solely receive love from parents because they are not mature enough. However, as soon as they reach this stage, brother and sister relationship practice of love, they start exercising love relationship by showing their affection and love through their parents. In other words, this boy is Adam and the girl is Eve, then Adam thinks, oh, my parent loved Eve, my sister. So they already start realizing that. So his own love plus parental love is given to Eve, vice versa to Adam. So the level is already higher.
이렇게 하나님 예를 들어서 자녀를 자라는 어디든가라는 성숙할 때까지 하는데 여러분 하나님 마음속에 옛날에 자라는 것이 에비스를 체험해서 중국 이렇게 자라면서 살아가는 하나님을 제가
There is a compatible growth in the mind of God too. Why God comes down and watch children growing and supporting and helping children growing up to the mature level. God Himself, within Himself, remembers the time He started becoming mature. So that's this is invisible substantial being. This is, of course, visible. So this guy. Of course, this is plus. Subject, this is minus, object. Therefore, Adam and Eve were created as an object of God. Object love God. Object God's love. So by the time Adam reaches this level, this is where Adam already matured child love, brother and sister love, and conjugal love, and parental love. Vertically already you saw this double relationship, double line, but here horizontally, as they reach this level, they start showing the double relationship, the dual relationship. Then we may call this as upper section and lower section here. We call that about the half of the spear, the upper section, and the bottom section. The center.
하나님은 전부가 휘져서 하나님이
When you look at the world out there, a created world, every being is existed as a dual relationship, subject and object. So if there's a one being within himself, that himself, plus and minus relationship exists, then this being itself is an object of something else, like that, on a larger scale.
저는 가만히 결국 왜냐면 4대 모든 사람들이 이들이 어디서 와서 어디서 이렇게 살아가는 어디서 하나님이 하는 분이에요.
So then where, at what point, all these 4 different levels become totally united in one, centered on love?
서로가 자는 사람에서 완성하는 그 정착죠. 교회의 사람에서 완성한 정착죠. 부부의 사람에서 완성한 정착. 부부의 사람에서 완성한 정착이 어디냐?
So where is the final culminating point of perfection of child love? What about the brother and sister relationship, love's culminating point, and the conjugal love's culminating point, and the parental love's culminating point? Where is it? It can't be different point. So that's why when we look at somebody like this brother, he himself has within himself the child love, brother and sister love, and conjugal love, parental love's perfection here. Should be. God himself is in the same way. His invisible, internal perfection is being explained in this world as a substantial world. In order for Adam and Eve to resemble God's love, they have to be in the relationship of husband and wife as an object and subject and object relationship to mature their love. That's why from this point on, their relationship as a husband and a wife becomes dual relationship. As they were growing up, they grow up. At the stage of brother and sister relationship, of course, as a boy, as a girl, Adam and Eve, they were temporarily separated to find their identity as a boy and girl. So while they were growing, Eve might have thought, well, I'm a girl. I don't like Adam's the wild habits and the activities and things like that. Whereas Adam might have thought, well, I'm a boy. I don't like that the girls, the internal just way of doing things and just staying inside and not doing active things. However, as they reach this level, they start learning many things from watching animal relationship and the old things surrounding them, and finally come to the relationship that, oh, everything is existing as a subject and object relationship. My partner must be Adam. My partner must be Eve. that's the way they start being mature and finding each other as their original spouse.
교회에 사랑하는 교회에 사랑하는 상대적 비유를
That's why, from this point, the husband and wife relationship, we may call their relationship is dual relationship. Why? At the brother and sister relationship, they were separate. They were separate being identity. However, as soon as they become husband and wife, they see their relationship needing each other. Yeah. That's why dual relationship now, as a husband and wife. If Adam and Eve had kept growing up this way, just on their own way, without finding each other as a partner or a spouse, then the human history would have been a disaster. But because love has pulling power. So instead of being separated, from this point on, they started pulling each other. Of course, this child love, absolute love from parents, and the brother and sister level love, sibling love. This is the love, my love plus parental love towards the Eve, my love plus parental love for Adam. That the love, parental love is plus. However, as they reach this husband and wife relationship level of love, that's even greater than all the other level of love. Levels of love. Just like God, when God created the world, the entire world, in the invisible world, God had his subject and object relationship within himself. There's a masculinity and the femininity. And it took some time for God to create the entire world. By the same token, between husband and wife, they find each other as their spouses, and they take some time to create their duplicate, their children. It's a recreation, just like God did. Just like God, time period God took to mature himself and create, Adam and Eve takes the same pattern. Then where do they get? Do they become one? At what point? Now we are expanding this horizontally. As you see, child love, brother and sister love, conjugal love, and parental love. They are coming together. Like, where do they meet? Of course, vertically too. So from right and left, up and down, all these four levels of love come together. Well, vertical relationship started as a dual relationship to begin with. But horizontal relationship started developing. from 4 different directions, they approach this center point. So Adam and Eve are now being pulled by God to this point, mature level. Then as an Adam, as an individual, now you stand this central point as an invisible being, upper section, visible being, lower section here, vertically speaking. However, horizontally speaking, on the right-hand side, Adam, left-hand side, Eve. So that's the central point, center point where everything and everybody meet.
이게 어디서 나는 것이 어디서
That's where everybody, every being becomes one together. So this is, we may call dual being. It's not just a single identity, but dual, invisible and visible. You understand this concept? So this invisible being of yourself is the position of subject, like your mind, and visible, of course, like the object, your body. Therefore, your mind is the beginning, and the body is the result. Cause and result. So when all the 4 different levels of love are being determined, right here, when Adam and Eve are married here, only when it takes place, that's where the triangle love, brother and sister love, and the conjugal love, parental love are determined. So from any angle, there should be the resemblance, same, exactly the same. And finally, this forms the spirit. Including this child love and husband and the brother and sister love. So therefore,
사랑할 수 있는 결혼하는 장난반에 그걸 관계하는 것이 어떤 것을
therefore, please understand, all these 4 different levels of heart and 4 different levels of love, all they become mature here. At the same time, we can say this is the beginning point of all these 4 different levels of heart and 4 different types of love here. The moment that you are wedded now, and the very moment, the first night, honeymoon night, husband and wife make love. That very moment, everything is determined. Do you understand? That when the moment you make love each other as a husband and wife, that's the time this entire universe is being determined. In other words, the moment husband and wife become totally united, totally one by making this first love as husband and wife, that's the time the entire universe becomes totally one too. No separation whatsoever. All the relationships are being formed. That's why this husband and wife relationship can't be, must not be process to even mature parental love. This is a step. It's like a cause and effect, cause and result right there. So that's why if the husband and wife relationship gets broken there, then we lose cause and effect. That means we lose entire universe. So, strictly speaking, who is your spouse, your wife, your husband? And like a twin sister. Your twin sister or twin brother? Who is the twin sister? God's daughter, princess. The princess of the entire universe, universal king. Vice versa. Your husband is the prince of the entire universal king. That's why when we look at ourselves as a man, I am only half of myself. Vice versa, a woman should feel that same way. That's again, the center point determines all different sections. Upper section, lower section, right, left, front, rear. So, in other words, love relates every possible being or surrounding them. Where just like in invisible world, when God matured himself, God's 성상 and 형상 became one and started creation. By the same token, of course, centering on love. By the same token, Adam and Eve, as a husband and wife, start doing the same thing. They become totally one here as 형상, 성상 and 형상, subject and object. And start creation. Just like that, they start creation of their children actually. From that point on, marriage point. So, as you start producing your children and start watching your children growing up, you should feel the same feeling. You should feel that you watch God growing up and being mature too. At the same time, you watch, your children growing, but you should feel God's growth too. And your children, of course, will grow up and become husband and wife and become parents too, just like you became a parent. That's the way of creation continues. So by the time you become a parent, you should clearly learn how the children grow. You should come to the realization of children's growth. At the same time, you should come to the realization of God's being mature, how God has matured himself and started creation. These both feelings should come to realization. Even though, while you are growing up to mature level, even though you're a grown-up person, like 20, 21 years old, until you get married and become parent, you don't really pay attention to the children's growth. Little children growing step by step like this, not as a parental love, but the moment you become parent, then you truly start learning the parental love there. As a parent, you yourself, and parental love you received from your parent and from God.
저기 내가 사는 그런 비슷하게 따지고 말이야. 남편이 자기가 사는 그런 것이 전부 다 아들이고 말이야. 남편은 저 남편이 사는 걸 보고 싶어. 남편은 아내가 사는 걸 보고 싶어.
So as a husband and wife, husband wishes to see his wife growing, and if possible, and also the wife wishes her husband growing, but they can't because they are already grown up people. That's why by watching their children, boy and girl, growing up, they feel that the satisfaction of watching their spouse growing. That's why usually in the world, commonly the fathers have tendency to give more love daughter more, and the mothers have tendency to have more affection and love towards her sons. This is the reason, because they want to feel that.
그렇기 때문에 결국 나 하나만 생각해 세상에 뭐 하나님이 그 참 잘거든 하나만 생각해.
So bottom line is, everything boils down to the point that I want to mature myself. I want to see myself being totally matured, completed. Therefore, we may say, well, Eve was created because Eve should help me to perfect myself. By the same token, Adam was created to mature myself. Of course, we are not talking about a selfish way of thinking, but in terms of the creation, the kind of subject and object relationship, dual relationship of characteristics of creation, without having my object as object, what can I do? How can I mature myself? Even as a brothers and sisters, we need subject and object relationship there. Therefore, we may say, I need Eve because I want to perfect myself centered on true love, not selfish love. To become one, by becoming totally one. But that's why once husband and wife become totally one, it becomes like a one seed. Of course, seed has dual characteristics inside there, but you can't separate them. Yeah. Once you separate, the seed lose the life. It's like a destroying the course of recreation. Once if you break that oneness, husband and wife. So your wife is your younger sister. You should think. Because from God's point of view, they are God's children, twin sister and brother. Because man is born for the sake of woman, vice versa, not for themselves. So you are not born for yourself. So actually, people like sometimes kind of masculinity But that's actually what woman likes. But vice versa, we like femininity in the women. That's actually what men likes. So we have that for the sake of others, that particular character.
남자의 생식기는 여자 것이고 여자의 어가.
By the same token, our loving organ, man's loving organ, owner is woman, vice versa. Woman's organ owner is man.
자기같이 생각하는 사탄이야. 자기가 똑같이 행동하는 사람이
Yeah, but if you think your loving organ is yours and you use it as you wish, that's the Satan's way of doing it. Fallen position. You are in a fallen. So if you think your loving organ, even though you possess it, is your spouse's, that's the heavenly way of thinking.
남자 여자가 하나 되는 거지. 하나 되는 것은 남자가 하나 무엇을 중 하나 사랑을 주면서 사랑 가운데는 말 남자 여자가 하나 될 수 있는 가능성이
Through what? Man and woman can become totally one. Only through love. Because love contains the kind of a power to make two different things one. Oneness. Love is the only power which can make man and woman one.
have two characteristic concept. Understand? 그렇기 때문에 그것이 그런 컨셉이 오기 때문에 내가 그렇게
That invisible dual characteristics, Father said, within love is now showing, now exhibiting in this world as a substantial being is man and woman. Your spouse, your loving spouse, you want your loving spouse to be better than yourself in every sense. How much do you want your spouse be better than yourself? How much? How many times? How many fold? It's infinite, like billions of times more than yourself. You know what that means? That means you want to have God in your pocket. That's the way human beings' mind functions. But actually, that's the kind of mind God has, because God wants to give limitlessly to His children. Because if God has only 100% amount of love and gives only 100% that particular amount to then His creation will have only about that much of love. It's like a one-to-one. But God wants to see His children have 100% of love. It's like infinite love. In order to do that, God has to constantly give and forget, and give again, and forget and give again. That's the only way. Do you follow? It's just constant investing.
Understand? 그러니까 출발 사랑을 이런 것이 이 우주차 존재하는 세계의 사랑 때문에.
So, the original power, origin of this entire creation of universe is of this entire universe.
그래서 참사랑에 대해서 자기 생명까지도 투입하고 또 투입하는 데서 참사랑이 세트는 것이다. 여러분에게
Therefore, how true love begins? True love is the love in which you give even your life and forget. That level of love is true love.
그래서
You understand?
참사랑에 대해서는 자 생명을 투입하고 또 투입하고 또 투입하고 할 수 있는 이런 사랑의 마음이 계속되는 세계가 참사랑의 세계다.
And please understand, the world of true love has the merit of giving your love, your own life, and forget. And if you had another life, you would give that life again and forget.
그래서
That level of love.
사랑을 관계를 가져가지고 하나님 자녀의 어머니 부모님 하는 것은 저로 이 사랑 때문에 존재해.
Therefore, when Father talks about love relationship between children, and between husband and wife, between parent and children, all these true love.
참다운 힘든 것들은 생명을 잃어버리고 통제를 위해서 생명을 잃어버리고 또 주받은 그런 행위가 참다운 힘이.
So, what's the definition of true brotherhood? It is that you even sacrifice your own life for the sake of your brother. Vice versa. True sisterhood. Even more than that. That's the way we apply true love into all these different levels.
참사랑을 세임 나라는 생명을 투입하고 또 투입할 수 있는 것에 참다운 가정, 참다운 사회, 참다운 사회. 이 때문에 애국자들은 나라를 죽고 또 죽고 또 죽고 합니다.
So from this true love concept, we drive the practice of love. We give our life, our love for the sake of greater good. Like an individual gives his own life for the sake of his family, family for the tribe, tribe for the nation, nation for the world. That's where all these filial piety sons of filial piety, and the patriarchs come about. Saints, concept of all those merges there.
그래서
You understand?
그것이 인모의 역사와 사회의 미래의 소원.
That's where the hope of future and the environment of our society and history should be formed.
그래서 그는 참사람이야.
So are you true man and true woman, centered on true love?
참다운 형제 있어? 참다운 아니 있어?
Do you consider yourself as a true brother? And do you have true children, centered on true love?
이런 기준이 참된 하나님과 창조의 사랑을 이상의 기반이다.
So God's ideal, original, ideal world, the kind of ideal world is that as a parent, if you are a parent now, as a parent, you should be able to willingly give your own life for the sake of your children. And if you are a child now, you should be able to give your life for the sake of your parent. That kind of practice of true love is the world God originally intended to see as His creation. Even when you look at the animal kingdom, usually the parents of animals, they sacrifice their lives for the sake of their children. But the animal kingdom and plant kingdom, all those kingdoms are just one level, just horizontal level. Display. However, man is the highest being, spiritual being. Therefore, man is dual, vertical and horizontal. That's why even in the Bible, those who seek their lives will die, and those who are willing to give their life will live. Do you follow? Exactly. That's where you give your life and still go. That's where you can find life and the true love.
결혼을 안 해서 시작됩니다.
The marriage begins from the Adam and Eve.
남자가 하나, 여자가 하나, 남자 둘.
Only one man and one woman. No two men, two women. No matter how many men may be in the world, no matter how many women may be in the world, you find your spouse, then your spouse represents entire women in the world. Your spouse represents entire men in the world. Only one man, one woman, just like Adam and Eve. Well, time of Adam and Eve was a cause because they were the beginning. That's why Adam was the center of all the man's world, and Eve was the center of entire women. However, as a result, effect, we, as being one of the billions of men in the world, we are the center. You, man as a man, the result of the entire man world and woman, vice versa. It's like a cause and effect relationship there. Do you understand? Cause direction is going to the future, the result, but the effect is retreating back to, tracing back to the cause, tracing back to the cause, point of cause. It's like a one-to-one, the cause and effect relationship. It's like an Adam and Eve here. Let's say this is cause. They are separated as a man and woman, but again, and at the end, as an effect, as a result, they become one again. It's like a representative of entire man, entire woman. Just like Adam and Eve war. That's why it doesn't matter whether man or woman, they all want to become best.
이런 컨셉, 이런 내용을 알고 결혼을 마치려면 이런.
However, up to this point, up to the father's time, there was nobody who understood that kind of understanding and explain about human beings' marriage.
그래서 이게 4대 생명을 알고 가서는 이혼할 수 있어. 전부 파괴야. 저 사람으로 전입된 파괴.
Once you have a clear understanding of these 4 different levels of heart, can you manipulate yourself, if I may say? Can you misuse your marriage? It's like destroying your entire life, past and future.
둘이 하나 딱 됐다는 수 있어요.
Suppose these two became totally one as a seed, then you separate them again and put them together, and it does still have life. Once you build love relationship, there is a relationship of possession. Possession, ownership takes place.
영원주의 때문에 하나님의 따르고 태어나고 말이야. 저도 사람의 원하시는
Just like we learned from the divine principle, when Eve, who was God's daughter, had a relationship with Archangel, and from that moment, the ownership took place. They claimed each other.
kings, princesses. That actually means that so connection, the law of love, that
and they were bound to give each other.
영국 공전
Even when you look at the
일본 공전 지금 공전과 둘 남았어. 영국 공전, 일본 공전, 일본이 나오는
that's why when you look at artificially speaking, when you can look at the Buckingham Palace there, there's a problem of women there. Woman is causing problem. Another dynasty here in Japan, the man is causing trouble there. They're getting married with this, outside people. Both countries are evil countries. It's like a satanic side, the palace, kingdom. So as you see, this satanic world's royal family is coming to the end. Therefore, new heavenly era is dawning. Japanese emperor, of course, each emperor that takes the reign there, they have a new way of calling years, like we call AD, BC AD, like that. So Japan, following this new emperor's name, they call Pyeongseong year 1, Pyeongseong year 2, Pyeongseong year 3. Actually, the Pyeongseong means completion of flatness, Father said. So their dynasty became flat. And Hosokawa, the prime minister, Hosokawa, the prime minister's name is meaning the wide river becomes very narrow. It means come to the end. Very interesting to think about. So the Western world and the Eastern world, all those evil countries are coming to the end. That's why the time of proclamation of true parents and complete testament age came. So from these 4 levels of heart, can you omit any one of these 4? So once you take out one section, the entire thing is just destroyed. Because everything has to culminate here at this center point. So you know this center point has a dual beam. It's a dual beam. It's not just one horizontal beam. It's like a spirit world and physical world. So every individual is a dual being. Invisible mind and visible body. They are vertical and horizontal. It's a dual structure, dual formation. It's like a front and rear, up and down, and right and left. So from yourself, you can't separate yourself between mind and body. Can you take your mind away and live? What makes your mind and body totally one? Love. Love is power. Clear?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes, Father.
That's why the moment you have wedding and make love with your spouse is the most important moment of your life. Then, Father's question, centering on God's ideal of creation. Has there anybody who reach that perfection level as a human being
True parents.
before true parents.
No.
그 트루페러는
Then what's the meaning of true parents? So, true parents is the person who perfected that ideal of God.
하나님 앞에서 땅에서 완성하는 하나님께 자녀에 있어서 성결에서 완성하고 무엇을 위해서 하늘에서 사대 승리를 완성하고
In other words,
참을 받은 것이다.
true parents are the ones who come as the person, people who completed, perfected all these 4 different levels of heart and 4 different levels of love. That qualifies true parents.
그래서
Do you understand?
어떻게 말이야? 탕만 본지에 대해서 해와 타락할 때만 사대 승리를
Yesterday, Father gave you a talk under the title of Let's Go Over the Obstacle, the Hill of Indemnity Course, right? And when Eve actually fell with Archangel, she lost all these 4 levels of heart. As a result.
사랑이라는 한 순간 한 번만에 다 있고
Well, she made the love, illicit love with Satan, Archangel, just one moment. That one particular flash of second, she made love relationship with Satan. She lost the entire 4 levels of heart and love.
그러면 그것을 탕만 복귀 하는 거야. 그게 메시아가
In order to,
메시아가 한 남자가 나와가지고 여자를 예수님의 여자를 4대 신경으로 구성하는 이런 지식을 가지고 하나님과 같이 가있다고 그리고 지금의 요소라도 탕만 복귀 하는 거야.
in order to indemnify that Eve's failure, that's why we need the human being needs Messiah who came to restore that particular love-making moment and back to God's side.
남자 여자 타락한 해와로 맞지 한 남성을 앞에 대가지고 삼아가지고 신경을 4대 신경을 제한해가지고 타락이 아니고 하나님으로 들어가야 돼.
In other words,
그럴 수 있는 그런 주체가 메시아예요.
in other words, Messiah is the person who will find a woman to restore the love-making relationship with the Messiah from Satan's side to bring it back, to restore back to God's side, that particular love-making moment. In other words, from fall to restore. Do you understand?
그런데 어머니가 태어나는 그 과정을 거쳐요.
Therefore, true mother must have gone through that process.
그런 것이 12살부터 80세까지 온 여자들은 전부 다 왼쪽으로 이루어져요. 10대, 20대, 30세, 80대 왼쪽에 그 여자들이 그런 식으로 다 알게요. 그럼 저거 종합의 거듭을 가져가지고 사람을 배쳐놨거든. 배쳐놔가지고 여자는 저거 연결을 했고 그래서 전부 다 취소해가지고 하나의 어머니가 결심해가지고 이 어머니 자신도 그 같은 사랑을 해가지고 전화과 너를 알아가는 나라들이 그런 것들이 하나의 신고를 것이다.
See, because of the fall of man caused by Eve, all this fallen act was spread all over the age level, different age levels, from age 12 to 80, age of 80, when Messiah finally came. All these different levels of women, different the ages of women, started feeling the same feeling that they are the ones who should restore this fallen act of love. Fallen act of love. They all felt the same way, but